children, and welcome to our online education classes. And today we are going to learn about the future tense. So let's sit into in the time machine and move into the future time. So let's learn about the future tenses. So the future tenses are of 4 types. The first one, simple future. The second one, the future continuous. The third one, future perfect. And the fourth one, future perfect continuous. So we will now learn about the structure of simple future. For an affirmative sentence, the structure is will plus verb, am is are plus going to plus verb. So this timeline shows that the future tense indicates the future time. Now what about the simple future tense? In which conditions or how can we express the simple future time? Okay, by using the modal verb will, by using going to with am, is and are, by using simple present, that is example leaves, by using present continuous, example is playing. Now I am worried to know how can I use the modal verb will, how do I use am, is, are and going to, how is simple present tense used to express a simple future, and how is present continuous used to express simple future. So now let's answer these questions. As we have learned, future tense is expressed using will and going to, and there are certain time expressions which help in making it clear that we are talking about the future tense. For example, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, all these time expressions show that we are talking about the future time. Now, I will travel to Paris next year. So, will and going to are used to talk about decision. So, here will is used to talk about decision. Okay. And in the next example, I am going to study French at school. This is a plan. So, here I am going to is used to talk about the plan that you are going to study French at school. Okay. So, then we will learn about the other uses of will. So, will is also used to talk about instant decisions. For example, I have left the window open. I will go and shut it. So, here this is an instant decision taken to shut the window. Yes, so will is also used when you predict something based on what you think. So, here looking at the cloudy weather, we can predict that it will rain in the evening. So, for promises and offers, also we use will to talk about promises and offers. For example, don't worry, I will go and buy some food for you is an offer, and I will is written here in the contracted form or the short form. Okay. So, let's now learn about the structure of simple future tense using the modal verb will. Okay, for an affirmative sentence, as we have already learned, subject plus will or shall plus base form of the verb plus object. And shall is used when you talk about the first person. Let's look at an example. She will write a letter. Here, will write is the simple future form of the verb. Negative sentence, subject plus will or shall plus not plus base form of the verb plus object. So, the word not is used before the base form of the verb. Okay, will not or shall not can in short be written as won't or shan't. For example, she won't write a letter. So, won't write is the verb form for simple future negative sentence. Okay, let's talk about an interrogative sentence. Will or shall plus subject plus base form of the verb plus object followed by a question mark because it is an interrogative sentence. Okay, will she write a letter? Will write. Will she write? This is the interrogative form of the simple future tense. Now we'll learn about going to. Okay. So, this example shows the use of going to. They are going to ride a submarine. That is subject plus are is the helping verb plus going to plus main verb plus object. Is it not? So, here the structure for going to generally is going to plus the main verb. This is how we learn in short about the structure of simple future using going to, that is going to plus main verb. Clear, children? Now, when do we use going to? We use going to when you talk about when you have already decided or planned to do something already, when you have planned in future to do something. Okay, beforehand you have planned it. Okay, or to predict what is going to happen. So, this example we have already seen in the previous slides. Now we'll learn about the structure of the sentences. Already I explained you for an affirmative sentence, is it not? Now we'll learn about the structure of going to for a negative sentence. Okay, so negative sentence, subject plus helping verb plus not plus going to plus main verb plus object. Example, he isn't going to visit Singapore this year. Now the interrogative sentences. There are two types of interrogative sentences, yes or no, and the WH sentences. So here for yes or no, the structure is helping verb plus subject plus going to. If it is a negative, then not going to, plus main verb plus object. Then an example, are you going to visit Singapore this year? Now the WH sentence. What are you going to do? So looking at this sentence, we can get the idea of the structure, that is the WH word plus helping verb plus subject plus going to plus the main verb followed by a question mark. Is it not, children? Hope it's clear. Now, I have already told you that simple future can be expressed using simple present also. Is it not? So, how do you express simple future using simple present? That is the question now. We use it when you talk about the schedules, when you talk about the timetables, when you talk about the plans. Yes, the train leaves at 4 in the afternoon. We leave for Mumbai next week. The first sentence talks about the schedule or the timetable of the train or the schedule of the train, and the second sentence talks about the plan in the future. So in both these sentences, the verb which is used is a simple tense, in simple present tense, but it expresses the simple future. Now, simple future tense can also be expressed using the present continuous tense. When they use the present continuous tense, they mention a fixed place and a fixed time. Okay, see this example here. Dino is attending a drum circle event this weekend. Is Jamie traveling to Mumbai anytime soon? So these two examples talk about a future plan which talks about a fixed time or a fixed place. Is it not? So in these cases, is attending, is traveling are in present continuous tenses. Okay, so now that it is clear about the simple future, we will have a look at few examples. I have a nice dress. I will go to the party tonight. So, will go is the simple future form of the verb. Yes, looking at the lightning and hearing the thunder, the boy predicts that it is going to rain heavily. So, is going to is also the simple future form of the verb. Now, time to learn about the future continuous tense. So, the future continuous tense talks about an action which begins in the future and goes on for some time and also ends in the future. So the timeline shows the continuity of the action. What is the structure for a future continuous tense? Will plus be plus the present participle, that means verb in the ing form. Am, is, are plus going to plus be plus present participle. Okay, so now we will learn that the future continuous tense is used to express an action that will be happening in the future, as I already told you. Not only this, but it is used to talk about an interrupt an action in the future, that one action happens and it is interrupted by some other action in the future. It also shows parallel actions in the future. So in all these three conditions, we use the future continuous tense. Also, we need to remember that the future continuous tense can be formed by using both will and shall, like the simple future. Yes, with be means after will and shall and then plus be, and then the present participle, that is verb in the ing form. So we generally use shall with the first person, and for the other nouns and pronouns, okay, we generally use will. For example, I shall be reading a book all days next week. As the subject is I, therefore I have used the verb shall. Now, looking at this example, we can clearly understand the timeline of the simple of the future continuous tense. Okay, he will be waiting till 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. So, as I have already told you, future continuous tense talks about an activity in progress and specific time as an interruption. Is it not? So, he will be waiting till 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. Okay. So, here we can say that this is interrupted. Which action is interrupted? Will be waiting. Is interrupted by the time, that is till 5 o'clock. Okay. And what are the signal words for this? Till or until. These are the signal words for the future continuous tense. Now, the next example. I will be doing exercises when she arrives. So, as I have told you about the use of future continuous tense, yes, when we use future continuous tense, when we talk about a longer action interrupted by a shorter action and both taking place in future. If you look at this example, that this will be doing exercises is interrupted by when she arrives. Okay, so this is the longer action, will be doing exercises, which is interrupted by the shorter action, that is she arrives, and the signal words are when. Now we'll talk about the third example. I will be painting while she will be making dinner. The example is, I will be painting while she will be making dinner. Now, let's look at the timeline. We use the future continuous tense when you talk about two parallel actions taking place in future. So, what are those two parallel actions? One is will be painting. The second one is will be making dinner. So, this timeline has the signal words like while and. Okay, so we use the future continuous tense in all these three cases, and we have also learnt about the signal words and the examples. So, let us talk about the structure of a future continuous tense, which is a negative sentence. Already in the first slide I have explained about the structure of future continuous tense for affirmative sentences. Now for negative sentences, the structure is subject plus will or shall plus not plus be plus verb in the ing form, which we also called as present participle, plus object. For example, he will not be singing at the event tomorrow. And the interrogative sentences, as we have discussed previously, two types of sentences, yes or no and WH. For yes or no, the structure is will plus subject plus be plus verb in the ing form plus object followed by question mark. And if it is a negative interrogative, then we add the word not before be. Let's look at this example. Will you be singing at the event tomorrow? This is a positive interrogative sentence. Our negative interrogative will be, will you not be singing at the event tomorrow? Now we'll talk about the WH interrogative sentence. WH word plus will plus subject plus verb in the ing form plus object. Example, where will you be singing tomorrow? Example is, where will you be singing tomorrow? So after we have learnt the structure, it's very clear that when, in which conditions do we use future continuous tense, and what is the structure of future continuous tense for an affirmative, negative, and also an interrogative sentence. This slide gives just an example to understand the structure of future continuous tense verb in the sentence. I will be staying here until Sunday. Will be staying. The postman will be coming soon. Will be coming. So this is a verb in the future continuous tense. Thank you, children, and I hope that you all have clearly understood both the simple future and the future continuous tense. Now, in our next video, we would learn about the perfect tenses, that is, the future perfect and the future perfect continuous tense also. Hope you have enjoyed the class. Thank you and have a good time.